bienvenidos a Hola Tejas. I'm your host, Mireya Garcia. Hola Tejas is what I like to describe as a Spanglish talk show. We discuss topics important to the coastal bend and the entire state of Texas. Tonight's guest, much like in our last show, is part of the Texas legislature. El representante Todd Hunter platicará con nosotros. But before we bring out the state rep, tenemos que agradecerle a uno de nuestros patrocinadores, las oficinas del abogado Joe Flores. So thank you very much to the law offices of Joe Flores for your sponsorship. I'd also like to invite you to visit the Hola Tejas blog at holatejas.wordpress.com. Leave your comments and tell us what you want to talk about. We want to know what's important to you. Recuerde, es holatejas.wordpress.com. Deje sus comentarios. A empezar. Y bueno, ha llegado la hora. Estamos aquí con el representante del Distrito 32, Todd Hunter. How are you today?
Just fine, just fine. It's great to be here.
And as you may have noticed, we're in a little bit of a different place. We're in Mr. Hunter's office, some nice, comfy, cool red couches.
Good. It'll make you feel comfortable.
They sink in. I was telling them these are TV couches because you can just sink in and watch TV all day here.
Don't go to sleep. It'll make you go to sleep, too.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess if you're working in your office all day, you need somewhere to relax for a minute, right?
Or put people over here so they go to sleep. So we can do one or the other.
All right. Well, let's get started.
Sure.
How do you feel being back in Corpus?
It's great being back. I got in actually this morning about 12:31 a.m. from Austin. But, that's good. We spent most of the week this week in Austin doing activities, and it's always good to come back on the weekend and be able to visit with folks.
Yeah, and your family's here then?
Absolutely. Everybody's here.
You miss everyone when you're gone?
Absolutely. Or they miss me, one way or the other.
So how does that work generally? Where do state reps usually stay?
Well, here's kind of how our next few months will go, because we'll be there till June 1st.
Right.
I stay in a hotel, and that way everybody knows where I am. It is absolutely ethical and legal, but everybody knows exactly where you are and if you need to be gotten a hold of. We generally leave Sundays, and I'm in Austin all the way till Thursday night or sometimes Fridays. And as we get close to June, we'll be there pretty much 5 to 6 days. And then after June 1st, we come home. So we're only up there for 140 days. But I generally go up there Sundays. I come back either Thursday night or early Friday morning. And then when I'm up there, I just stay in a hotel for the week and then come home.
All right. And I mean, of all places to work, I got to say Austin is probably my favorite, the live music capital of the world.
It's great. And good restaurants.
Oh, yeah. Good food. But what do you do up there for fun? I mean, you must have a little bit of time to have some fun.
You don't have much fun. You really, well, I shouldn't say, going up there and being a state rep to me is work, but it has to be fun because you just enjoy it. Really, I got elevated this year to a chairmanship. It was great for the area, and I'm glad.
Congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. And it's good because it's about the first time in 10 years we've had one.
Right.
But by having that, just to give you an actual day, I generally go in like Mondays through Thursdays because that's when we're actively
really
there.
Working. Okay.
I go in sometimes at 7 or 7:30, generally always before 8. And then on Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm there all the way till 9:30 at night sometimes.
Oh, no.
And then Wednesdays, I'm generally up there till about 7 p.m. or later. And then the same thing on Thursdays. So from a fun standpoint, you may get to go out to dinner. I generally do most of my lunches inside the Capitol.
Right.
Sometimes breakfast, but I try to stay in the Capitol because we have a lot of people that come visit us. We have a lot of folks from home that are up there.
They go see you?
That's exactly right. We just like to be there to see them. So when on the fun, I guess my fun is just being able to be there.
Well, good. At least you like what you're doing. Not a lot of people can say that.
That's correct. I really like it.
Good. Now let's talk a little bit about your family. You
Sure.
have a lovely family. I was looking on your website. You got some nice pictures and you got your kids. Tell me about your kids.
Well, I have a daughter who is in high school here.
Oh, okay.
She's at King High School.
My husband teaches at King High School.
There you go. I hope she's not grading her. We'll have to check that out. And we have a foreign exchange student that's living with us from Hungary.
Very
and
cool.
she goes to King too. So I have my daughter here, and she's a junior, and then I have a foreign exchange girl that's living with us. I have two boys. I have one that's 21. He's in college in San Antonio. And then I have a 23-year-old, and he lives in San Antonio and right now works for Frost Bank. And so, but both my oldest boy went to IWA. He graduated of IWA, and then my middle boy, the 21-year-old, he is a graduate from King also. My wife and her two sisters all went to King.
Oh my goodness.
So it's just a King family. If you like the Mustangs,
Go
you've got it in
Mustangs.
my family. So
wow.
that's a little bit about
good.
them. So
Good. And tell me a little bit about, you're not from Corpus originally, right?
I'm not. I moved here in 1978. So pretty much this will be my 31st year.
Practically like being from
That's
here.
exactly right. See, between you and the cameraman, I've lived here longer than both your ages put together.
Oh no. Hey, well, you've gotten to know the place. It's a good place.
I chose here. I was in law school. I was at SMU and going to law school, and you interview for law positions. And I interviewed with a group from Corpus Christi, so I chose to live here. So I can always be honored that I chose here. So I'm really glad I did.
What's so great about Corpus?
Corpus Christi's name, the sparkling city by the sea, is accurate. We sparkle. It is this is a postcard city. You have beautiful water. You have a beautiful environment. We are not overpopulated, and it's a great place to have a family. It's just a good all-round place. And I know we go through our ups and downs and issues, but you know, in the end, we are the postcard location. We have potential. It's just a positive place.
Good. And you know what? I'm going to be super nice and give you the opportunity to make your wife really happy. Tell me why she is such a great woman.
She's a great woman because she puts up with me. No, I mean, as many of your listeners know, you know, when you have a spouse who raises the kids, that's not only a full-time job, it's probably a 24/7 job. And she did a great job because, you know, throughout my years, I was in the legislature before, and now again, and raising the kids, it's good to have somebody that you know will do a great job, which she does. She's born and raised here, like all my kids, and so she has an understanding of the coastal bend in Corpus Christi. So it's just good to have that sort of a person.
Good. And I'm still pretty interested on the exchange student living with you.
Right.
What got you interested in this kind of thing?
Well, we've had folks that have asked us throughout the years, and it was a good time. I was going to be in Austin, and my daughter was very interested. My wife was interested, and so we had an opportunity to have a foreign exchange student. And this little girl is from Hungary, and I don't know much about Hungary. And so I've learned a little bit, and so it's good to have her. She's very smart, and I give her credit because she is fluent in learning English, even though she's from Hungary. And I mean, it would be tough if I went over there and tried to, you know, learn Hungary, being from the U.S. So I give her a lot of credit for that.
Right. And did she come here knowing English, or did she? Oh,
she does. She has to know a certain amount of English, but as you and I know. When we're in South Texas, we have our own sort of dialect, as well as we have terminology that others don't, are not familiar with. So she's having to pick up that a little bit. Maybe she'll leave with a Southern Texas Hungarian drawl by the time.
Oh wow, that's original. I think.